Oh, are we on? Hey guys, this is Greg from Passion Sports. We're going to be doing something a bit different. We're starting a video vlog. I guess that's what the V stands for anyways, where you can submit questions on business, marketing, startups, screen printing, anything to do with what we do at Passion Sports, and I will answer them real time right here for you. Looking forward to it. All right, so for the first ever question, we've got Aiden from Montreal, and he wants to know, how did you get into the business of custom apparel and what do you like most about it? Sweet. PS actually started as a clothing brand, so we were making shirts in small batches to sell at basketball camps, out at gyms, really anyone interested in athletics whatsoever. You might see the logo out there with the guy with his hands up. Some of them are still kicking around. Clothing brands and retail are tough, so you're selling shirts one at a time. No one needs another clothing brand in their closet, and so that's kind of what led us to printing in batches for people, because every team needs jerseys, every event needs shirts, and rather than just buying one at a time and then not returning your calls, they're buying 10, they're buying 100, they're buying 1,000 shirts all at once, and if you do a good job, they're coming back next year, which is obviously a huge thing for business. What do I like most about it? Probably my favorite thing about this business is that you don't have to sit around and wait for people to come to you. You can take action, you can reach out, you can find people online, you can call them, email them, reach out on social media. If they've got an event or a team, you can introduce yourself and you can win a lot of business. You don't have to feel like you're sitting and waiting, because that's probably the worst feeling for any entrepreneur or any person in business, is just the sit and pray mentality of hoping someone walks in your store or orders online. So that's definitely one of the main reasons I love this B2B model. I love working with events, teams and groups, because they're easy to find and you can genuinely help them. Question number 2, Kelsey from Calgary asks, how did you convince customers to give you a shot when you were first starting out? Number one question you need to have answered when you're in a business is, how do you sell air to somebody with no examples, no reputation in the business, and no testimonials or anything like that? You're first starting out, what do? It's got to go to your personal network. You've got to let them know what you're doing, anyone that you share an interest with, any skills that you've built up, any common ground you can share. That's your unfair advantage. For me, that was basketball. I was a basketball player in university. I knew all the coaches, both in high school, college, and university level, and I could talk to them directly. They couldn't ignore my call, they couldn't delete my email. They'd have to give me the time of day because we shared a lot of mutual friends and we had the same interests. I could talk their language. So for me, even 9 years later, a lot of those first coaches that I reached out to that gave me a shot are still customers to this day, even though they might not be working with me directly. But that was by far the easiest place to start, is convincing the people that you know well, rather than looking for, just any random customer out there and trying to convince a stranger. Start with what you know. All right, question number 3. If you had to credit the growth and success of PS to one thing, what would it be? That is from Andrew in Toronto. It would have to be service and actually caring, genuinely caring, and being passionate about what you're doing, no pun intended. Our team is amazing. It's really our mission. Like, we look at it every day. How do we make this as easy as possible for the customer? Okay, if you were ordering t-shirts for the first time, if you have no idea what you're doing, or you're a mom that's been handed this volunteer job of managing the team jerseys, how do we make that process from start to finish as easy as possible, as stress-free for you as it can be, and make you look like a rock star to your team? That's how we're approaching every situation. And it's really the best way that I've found so far to differentiate yourself and have a business that has staying power is competing on service, not on price, not on timeline all the time, but service. Can you make it easy? Can you make it enjoyable? And it's been going really well for us so far. I mean, our goal really is that When people reach out to Passion Sports, they know that they're going to be treated well, they know that it's going to be easy, and they're not going to have a horror story to tell about an order that went sideways. We treat every single order like it was one for our own team, and that's really the approach we take with every email and every phone call that comes in here. Peter from Vancouver wants to know, is the customer always right? Peter, absolutely not. They're not always right. We have had a pretty good stance on not being the McDonald's of screen printing. You can't eat half your burger, bring it back to us and say you didn't like it and get another one free. We trust our customers to be honest with us. We trust them to have good intentions. Things happen occasionally where there might be a mix-up, and we're always the first ones to admit if we're at fault. But if something goes completely off the tracks and it was all the customer's fault, we're not going to let them blame us. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of the vlog. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. This is something we are going to do regularly, so please subscribe. If you have a certain question or idea that you'd like to see featured, comment. You can tweet us, put it in the comments on YouTube, message us on Facebook. We'll be ready, we'll be waiting, and we'll see you next time. See you guys.